So in the start, a digital voltmeter is a one which will convert analog DC voltage, what? Analog DC voltage into a digital output. What is digital voltmeter? A digital voltmeter is a device which is used to convert analog DC voltage. What? Analog DC voltage to a digital output. And whenever you want to purchase any digital voltmeter, we will be purchasing digital voltmeter based on the speed requirement and automatic operation as well as automation or probability of accuracy. And there are many features, operating and performance characteristics of the digital voltmeter which are listed below. What digital voltmeter are? The measuring instrument that convert a analog DC voltage that converts analog DC voltage signal into a digital or a numeric readout. Numeric readout means it will be giving a numerical values. It will be giving a numerical values. Means, for example, in signal generator, in the cathode ray oscilloscope, you will be getting a sine wave, right? Which will be varying with respect to time continuously. Whose amplitude value is varying continuously with respect to time, right? But when you connect the output of the cathode ray oscilloscope to a digital voltmeter, the digital voltmeter will display a digital value like 5 volts, 10 volts, 8 volts, like that. Fixed voltage value will be displayed. So, fixed digital values will be displayed. So, whenever you want instead of a constant value rather than a continuously varying value, then it is compulsory that you should have a digital value. How to get the digital value? You have seen multimeter, no? In the labs you have used multimeter, right? In that multimeter, it will be displaying a digital values. So those digital values can be human friendly. Human friendly means human beings can automatically read the value. By seeing the value only, the human being can tell, oh, it is 5 volts, it is 10 volts. When you come to a analog this thing, it will be continuously varying. We can't come to know that what values we can tell, right? It will be continuously varying. For some time, the signal will be increasing, maximum, decreasing, again negative value, again increasing, like that. We can't tell on fixed value if it is an analog signal. If it is a digital signal, what happens? We can tell, yes, this is a 5 volt signal, this is a 10 volt signal, like that we can tell the option, right? And as I mentioned, there are different operating and performance qualities. What are those different operating and performance qualities? See, the input range from 1 to 1000 volts with automatic range selection and overlay indication. Means the digital voltmeter which you will be taking, it can measure a minimum voltage of 1 volt to a maximum voltage of 1000 volts. It can display. What is the absolute accuracy? Absolute accuracy is as high as plus or minus 0.005% of a reading. Means if you are getting, accuracy means if you want to get 5 volts, getting 5 volts, but there may be small error. What is that small error? 0.005 means you will be getting 4.90005, like that. Only 0.005% error will be there. So means absolute accuracy is very high. Resolution 1 part in million means good resolution is there. What is the input resistance? Typically 10 mega ohm. Input capacitance is 40 picofarad. Means these are the operating and performance characteristics of a digital voltmeter. See here, what we will be studying in this complete subject is that different types of digital voltmeter, digital frequency meter, digital ammeter. What are those? The equipments which you have used in the lab, no? Few of the equipments we'll be discussing here, right? How it is there, what is the internal block diagram, how it will function. Okay. Calibration internally from the stabilized. As yesterday only 5 students were there, just I am briefing and I am moving to the next topic. Okay. Then output will be in the BCD. BCD means what? Binary coded decimal numbering system. Binary coded decimal numbering system means the output will be in the form of a decimals, means 5, 10, 1, 2, 25, 35, 45, like that, which is human can understand, like that. So completely, when you are telling a digital voltmeter is the one device. If you are having a digital voltmeter means compulsory the digital voltmeter whose basic a digital voltmeter which is based on what principle is, it is completely based on a digital ramp technique. The digital voltmeter, whenever they are designing a digital voltmeter, the compulsory the digital voltmeter whose base of the design is based on the technique, which is the technique is ramp technique, In this diagram, I want you people to understand that if this is a decreasing slope, this is an increasing slope. You should come to know that decreasing slope is nothing but negative ramp, increasing slope is nothing but a positive ramp. Okay, that's all. This is very important with respect to this one. Okay, come to the ramp technique. Here what happens is, whatever the input value, input DC, analog DC input whose digital value has to be displayed. This is a complete internal block diagram of a digital voltmeter. Okay, see, block diagram of a ramp type digital voltmeter. Here what happens, whatever the input voltage we are giving, analog DC voltage, which has to be converted into digital form, is given to a ranging and an attenuator. Its input is given to the comparator. Here the comparator and one more input voltage. See here, a sampled unrate multi-vibrator. The multi-vibrator will give a pulse to a ramp generator. A multi-vibrator initially gives a pulse to the ramp generator. The ramp generator will generate a ramp signal. This ramp signal is compared with this of the reference signal. When these two signals are same, input comparator will be go on comparing these two signals. When ramp input is equivalent to the input analog input, what happens? The comparator means what? When both are same, output will be 0. Then it will generate a start pulse. This start pulse, what it will do? This start pulse will trigger the gate. Then what happens? Trigger the gate means the gate will be on. If the gate is on, what happens is oscillator will generate a pulses. These pulses will be counted by the counter. Okay, these pulses will be counted by the counter. When the ramp signal decreases to 0, then that value is compared with that of a 0 reference. When these two are 0, the output will be giving a 0. That is called as a stop pulse. This stop pulse, what it will do? This stop pulse will make the gate to be open. When this gate is open, the oscillator pulses are not given to the gate, so that counter will not count those. Whatever the count value will be there, that count value will be equivalent to the analog digital value. In this manner, the complete ramp technique will be functioning. When start pulse is given, this will be on. If this is on, means closed. Then pulses will be counted by the counter. When ramp goes on decreases, it is compared with the 0. Then a stop pulse will be given. When a stop pulse is given, what happens? The gate will be opened. If the gate is open, no oscillations will be given. The counter will not count. So, when it opens, the count value will be there. No, the count value will be equivalent to the analog DC input voltage. So that is read out. That will be a digital output. So in this case, the ramp technique is having advantages as well as disadvantages. What is the advantages as well as the disadvantages is? See, the advantage is it is of low cost. The design circuitry is very easy. Okay. What is the disadvantage is? As when it is converting the analog input to a digital input, along with analog input, the noise, the external noise is included, which is an error in the output that has to be eliminated. In order to eliminate that error, which occurs due to the presence of noise in the input, because of presence of noise in the input, because of that reason, we are moving to a double slope integrating. What? Double slope integrating type voltage digital voltmeter, that is voltage to time conversion, that is voltage to time conversion. Getting? Can anyone explain this one? Yesterday I have explained you at least 4 lines related to this one. Anyone? Take 5 minutes time. Can you explain? Can anyone explain? Hmm? Very simple, no? What is there in this? Huh? Here what happens? This is a increasing slope. This is a decreasing slope. So increasing slope we have considered is always a positive slope. Decreasing we will consider it as a negative slope, right? So there is EI. This is minus EI. Okay, clear? So here what happens is, in this case, this is an op amp. What? This is an op amp. See, this op amp is designed so that it will function as an integrator. What? This op amp is designed so that it will function as an integrator. Okay. A resistor at the input side and a capacitor in the feedback side. In the feedback side. Feedback means output is connected to the input side. If a capacitor is in the feedback side and resistor is on the input side, then this circuit design is called as an integrator. Integrator. The output of the integrator, the output of the integrator is given to a comparator. Okay. The output of the comparator is given to a gate. Okay. Just I will explain block. Later we will come to the complete circuitry explanation. Okay. The comparator output is given to a gate. When the gate is open, at that time what happens? The oscillator frequency is also given. So this is also high. This will be high. Then what happens? The output will be given a pulses. Then the counter, what it will do? It will start to count the pulses. Okay, like that. Okay, the flip flop. When the flip flop output is high, this switch will be triggered. Then what happens? This switch will come from EI to ER. What? When flip flop is high, the switch is triggered. If switch is triggered, the switch will move from S1 SI position to SR position. Okay, this is the complete individual block diagram. Okay. In this case, what happens first? Initially, what happens is the counter will be 0. Initially, what? The counter will be 0. This counter. This counter. Initially, the counter will be 0. Here, come to this one. The input voltage EI is integrated, is given here, is integrated with the slope of integrated output proportional to the test input voltage. To the test input. After a fixed amount of time, see the input voltage VI, EI is given for what amount of time? T1 amount of time. For that amount of time, the what happens? The capacitor will be charged. The capacitor will goes on charges. When the capacitor goes on charges, the voltage of the capacitor will be more than that of the ground potential. If it is more than that of the ground potential, what happens? The comparator output will be high. The computer output will be high. When the comparator output is high, then what happens? This is also high. This clock pulses will be given. Therefore, the counter will start to count the pulses. This count value will be equivalent to that of the voltage value, analog voltage value. Equivalent digital counts will be there. Once this will go on count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 9999. Once it becomes 99 plus 1, what happens? 10,000. That 1 will make the flip-flop high. If this flip-flop is high, what happens? Switch will be triggered. If switch is triggered, what happens? The switch will move towards negative side. That is EI. If this is EI, what happens? The capacitor will start to discharge. The capacitor will start to discharge. If the capacitor starts to discharge, what happens? As the charges goes on decreases, this will become 0 and these two will be 0. When both are 0, what happens here? You will get 0 output. If 0 output is there, no counter will count. If no counter will come, no pulses will be counted. If no pulses is there, this one will be 0. If this one is 0, this one trigger, then the switch will move to this one. In this manner, the complete analog signal is converted into a digital form. Hope today you understood, right? Did you understand? Anyone? Praveen? Vinay? Vinayak?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. See, based on this one, it is EI. This is minus ER, right? This is EI and this is minus ER. This is an integrated circuit. This is an integrated circuit means for integrated circuit, one time input is EI. EI will be integrated. Another time ER will be integrated. So output will be based on two inputs, that is EI and EI as well as ER, right? Therefore, output will be based on EI and ER. Okay. That is what. See, during charging, E0 is equal to, this is the formula for an integrator, minus 1 by RC integration of 0 to T1 EI dt. Integrate of EI is EI of T1. During discharging, so minus ER of T2 by RC. As E0 minus E0. Why? Because output is nothing but, output is a combination of this one. If two are given, EI minus ER. EI minus ER means nothing but E0 minus E0. E0 due to EI, one output, and E0 due to minus EI, two outputs. So these two had been subtraction, EI minus ER. So minus E0. That is equal to this minus this. You will get like this. When you this one, RC will be cancelled. If RC is cancelled, EI is equal to ER T2 by T. This formula is very important, Baba. For problems, there are many problems, compulsory 4-mark problems they will ask in the main exam. What is this formula is important, Baba? Which formula? ER T2 RC EI T1 RC. RC cancel. EI is equal to ER T2 by T1. Okay. Here see, if oscillator period is T. T is nothing but this T1. T2 means T into N2. T1 means T into N1. For T2 and T1. T2 and T1. T is the time period of the oscillator means T into N2. T into N1 means that indicates a digital counter. For that period of time, how much will be the count? N2. For T2 time it is N2. For T1 time it is N1. So T cancel. EI is equal to N2 by N1 into ER. This is a simple derivation. This you copy down. ER T2 RC EI T2 this one. EI into ER by T2 by T1. These two, based on these two, many problems are there. Copied. Dual slope integrating type. In dual slope integrating type, see here, in this case it is a voltage to time conversion. It is a voltage to time conversion where EI is equal to ER of T2 by T1. Okay. Whereas here it is a voltage to frequency conversion. It is a voltage to frequency conversion. In this case also same, Baba. Here what happens is a constant input voltage. A constant input voltage is given. So what happens when EI input voltage, input analog DC voltage is given, whose digital frequency meter. Frequency means in terms of frequency the output will be given. Whereas here what happens when EI is given, the capacitor will start to charge. When the capacitor is charging, what happens? This voltage, if it is lesser than ER, what happens? The output will be a negative. Okay, output will be negative. If E0 is greater than ER, then output will be a positive. When output will be positive, the digital frequency meter will give the reading. When output is negative, the pulse triggerer will give an feedback signal, so that the capacitor will start to discharge. In this manner it will be functioning. Means what? When an input voltage EI is given, when an output voltage EI is given, what happens? The capacitor will start to charge this one, like this. Okay. This is ER. This is the constant reference value, Baba. Constant value, that is ER. This ER. Whereas this E0 is there, no? Based on EI, this E0. This is E0. What happens? This will goes on increases. This is a constant ER. Whereas this Based on the input voltage, as input voltage goes on, it will reaches to ER. When it is lesser than ER, what happens? The output will be negative. Output will be negative. But what happens? The capacitor will goes on charges. That is this one. See, the waveforms are the output of the integrator. The output of the integrator. What happens when you view input? What happens? Slowly it increases. Means capacitor will start to charge. Until where it will charge? Until the reference voltage. Once both are equal, when E0 and ER equal, both will be equal. If it equal, what happens? It will come 0. That 0 will be onto a pulse generator. Okay. So what? A constant input voltage is integrated, and a slope output of ramp is proportional to this slope input ramp is proportional to the EI. When the output reaches a certain value, it is discharged to 0 and another cycle begins. The frequency of output waveform, the time inverse of that one is frequency. The frequency of the output waveform is proportional to the input signal. In this case, the time of the output signal is proportional to the input voltage. Here, the frequency of the output signal will be proportional to the input voltage. Just a word, frequency and time. Okay. What when you give an input voltage? Simple way. What happens? The capacitor will be charging. Until where it will charge? Until the reference voltage. When the reference voltage is reached, what happens? The comparator changes the state. Means it will become 0. So as to trigger the precision pulse generator, when output is 0, what happens? Automatically it will what? Triggers the pulse generator. The pulse generator produces a pulse of precious charging content that rapidly makes the capacitor to discharge. The rate of charging and discharging time. T1 and T2, which is time. Inversely is frequency. That frequency will be directly proportional to EI. Getting? So that formula is given as here. It is written. K2 is equal to ER into T2. EI is equal to K2 into 1 by T1. Write down this one. EI is equal to K2 into 1 by T1. K2 is nothing but ER into T2. This is the formula. You directly remember. Substitute K2. EI is equal to K2 into 1 by T1. Whereas K2 is equal to ER into T2. Write down ER into T2. Therefore, EI is equal to ER into T2 by T1. Keep that side. Write down this question. This formula. Here is the no. E0 formula. E0 is equal to minus EI T1 by RC. Charging. During charging time, E0 is equal to minus EI by T1 by RC. During discharging time, E0 is equal to minus ER T2 by RC. This is charging time, this is discharging time. Come. An integrator contains a 100 kilo ohm and a 1 microfarad capacitor. Means what? This 100 kilo ohm and 1 microfarad capacitor. If the voltage applied to the integrator input is 1 volt, EI is given. EI is how much? 1 volt. What voltage will be present at the output of an integrator after 1 millisecond? So what? E0 is equal to EI into T1 by RC. EI is 1 volt, T1 is 1 second, R is given 100K, C is given 1 microfarad. Calculate this one. Okay. Next. Now, if a reference voltage is applied, means if the reference voltage is applied, ER is applied to the integrator of the above example at time T1 is equal to 5. Okay. At T1 is 5 volts input. What? Now if a reference voltage ER is applied to the integrator of the above example at PI is 5 volts. ER is given 5 volts. Okay, what is the time interval of T2? We know EI into T1 is equal to RC is equal to ER into T2 by RC. That is what we have derived here. See, ER into T2 by RC, EI into T1 by RC. With respect to that one, EI is 1 volts. Here it is given in the previous problem. Now, in the previous problem he has mentioned above example. So EI is 1 volt. T1 is given 1 second. R is known. C is known because R is 100K. C is 1K. ER is given 5 volts. R is 100K. C is 1 microfarad. T2 you should calculate. Calculate T2. That's all. Copy these two problems. 4 marks, Baba. This problem is also there. An integrator consisting of a 10 kilo ohm and a 2 microfarad. If the applied voltage is 2 voltage, what will be the output of the integrator after 2 seconds? T in the previous it was T was given 1 second. Here it is given 2 seconds. And EI was given 5 volts. Here it is given 2 volts. 1 volt, 5 volts. Calculate. And based on this previous problem, calculate T2. Same thing. Same problem with different values. Copy down this problem. Once you copy, then we can wind the class. In the next class, we'll be discussing successive approximation.